Hey, things are happening. Games are happening. Speaking of games, RedSec Battlefield 6 Battle Royale mode is making me feel a lot of things. Some of them new. Animal Crossing New Horizons is coming to the Switch 2 as an update. All right. And a new league has a big update coming to PS Portal. All this and more in this episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, TJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka call me Red Sectarian. I don't know. I've been knee deep in some Red Sec, and it's been pretty amazing. I am joined by
there, DJ. I am Sean MF Ross.
What does he have for?
I'm not sexy red, but I'm red sexy.
No,
it was right there, DJ.
Look at that.
It was right there.
It was right there. I just, it's terrible. Not doing what I should do. My brain's just not working like it wasn't working last night. This is Press and Start Gamers Digest, a video game news show that connects the most important game news from this past week to an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube every week when we can make it, except for when we're asleep, because life is hard.
But bringing Congress into session is easy.
It should be. It should be. But boy, I tell you, when money involved, it's not. Don't forget, you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and hitting that notification bell. If you are listening, we appreciate you leaving us a review on whatever podcast service you're tuned in on. Thank you. We appreciate it. Any little bit of help you can give us helps us get us over there, which is the next episode. So thanks. Don't forget, you can support us again, or not really support, but you can join our conversations by going to our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. Okay, with that out the way, let us jump into the gaming news with number 1. Battlefield 6 RedSec review bombing makes no sense. This comes to us from The Gamer. So before I jump into this article, I'm going to back up a little bit. Battlefield 6 has launched a Battle Royale mode, and it is called RedSec. Did you get a chance to play a little bit of that?
I did. Okay. I did not understand what the hell I was doing at first. It took me a little while.
Yeah.
And then it made me realize I'm out of practice, but we'll continue.
Yes. So, it definitely just jumped. Great. Yes.
I need to do Hey, Tony, why should people come?
Oh my God, that's an ad. I have been playing Battlefield 6 RedSec, and my FPS experience has been Halo, Call of Duty. I never really touched Battlefield. I played a little bit of it, but it hasn't been a thing that I really played a lot of. So coming into Battlefield, it was there we go. Coming into Battlefield, it was very much so like I played the beta. I understood how it worked, kind of. And it was just a whole lot of learning, right? Because I also didn't really play Warzone that much because I was like, I don't really like this. Feels
as a
too
group
different.
Exactly.
Yeah. So coming to Battlefield RedSec, it was very much so like, all right, I know I'm not going to be good at this game. I know I have a lot to learn. And I just sat there and played a couple matches. I liked the general flow. And then I just started to figure out how this thing worked. And I am my PS5 clock says I have like 12 hours in Battlefield 6. And I think I've spent maybe 2 or 3 hours in the beta. So the rest of that has been me just playing RedSec and the other mode, Gauntlet. And I
thought Gauntlet was a whole different game.
Yeah. So no, well, it's a different mode in the
RedSec.
Yeah. So it's a battle royale mode. The things that are different is that when you are outside the circle, or the thing that is pushing everyone to the middle of the circle is a ring of fire. That is an instant kill. It doesn't sneak up on you. The whole screen starts to get redder, like fire starts to emerge. If you get too close to the ring of fire, your body starts to catch on fire and you start losing a little bit of health. So you know it's coming. But other than that, you have the Battlefield classes. They all do something different in the game, in the matches. The missions you get a little bit different. They're more I think they're more active than the stuff that you're doing, like even in like Call of Duty, like DMZ. Because I'm not sure if there was missions in Warzone. There probably was, but overall, I think this mode is a lot of fun. It is a thing that I've had a bunch of good matches. I've come in second twice so far. The first time was a randoms duo match that I played. The person literally dropped out the first time, like we jumped in. I was like, all right, well, I'll figure this out. And I just kind of winged it to like second place. And I was just like, all right, no, third place. And I was like, all right, that's cool. That works. But overall, I think this is a good mode. It's competent and it's a lot of fun when your teammates are doing stuff. Like, you know, I've had those matches where I was the only person doing stuff and I was just like, all right, well, I'm just going to leave this right now because I don't want to deal with this. And then on top of that, you do have the Battlefield stuff of having helicopters, having your little RVs and having tanks. I will tell you, and then we'll jump into the story. I was running from a tank and it is very terrifying. I turned a corner. I hid in a little like cement tube thinking I was safe. Tank drove by with this little freaking cannon around and literally saw me and shot me in the face. I was like, oh god. But yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So let's get into this article. None of Battlefield 6 RedSec's negative reviews are actually about RedSec. This comes to us from James Lucas by way of James Lucas from The Gamer. So let me go ahead and just switch out of that. Battlefield 6 RedSec is getting reviewed bottom right now because of just weird Battlefield stuff. I've never understood why Battle Royales get such a bad rep. It's just another multiplayer mode. You don't have to play them in the same way that you don't have to play competitive Counter-Strike if you don't like lengthy round-based objectives with limited lives. Maybe you'd prefer the faster-paced deathmatch of Call of Duty or the sprawling open battlefields of, well, Battlefield. It's nice to have options rather than the same core FPX experience ad nauseum. But dunking on them is an easy way to get some of those sweet internet points. So when EA announced that Battlefield 6 would have a Battle Royale of its own, it was hardly surprising that the community threw its toys out of the pram. Hundreds of comments poured out parroting the same line. It's not real Battlefield because, as well we all know, the best way to keep a series like this going is by sticking to the same rigid 20-year-old formula and never innovating ever. So this is touching on the fact that EA said we're going to make a Battle Royale mode, and we're kind of in the era of Battle Royale kind of being an old genre.
It's not their first Battle Royale, though.
It's not. They did Firestorm, and that wasn't great. So it's the thing of what I've seen, because I've read some of the reviews and stuff, and it has the tinge of, you know, some of it is like classic Battlefield people being upset that these resources are being spent on this mode that they probably won't even play, or they probably won't even touch, or, you know, they want more support going to the core Battlefield 6 experience, which it's like, I get that, but we are talking about...
The alternative is nothing.
That's true. And like, we're talking about huge studios that can split priorities and still be fine. Like, the overall, like I think this first season of Battlefield 6 hasn't been great to begin with. There's been some issues and some bugs that have been like plaguing the games. But generally, I think, at least for RedSec, the mode has launched pretty smoothly. There was rumors from Jeff Grubb saying that he's heard that like it's been approximately 20 million players on RedSec, which is 1/5 the way to their 100 million player goal. We'll see how that goes, but I feel like overall Battlefield 6 is doing very well. And speaking of that, Battlefield 6 has reached 10 million copies sold, but won't be enough to topple Call of Duty, Analyst says. This comes to us from GameSpot. There we go. By way of Eddie McCooch. So, oh my gosh, why is this so? Oh my goodness. Hold on now. Hold on. There we go. Okay. After selling 7 million copies right out the gate, EA Battlefield 6 has now surpassed 10 million units sold. That's according to Raif Elliott of Analytics. He said in an interview with GI.biz that his firm came up with the estimate and that it applies to copies sold across all platforms. EA, however, has yet to officially announce any other sale numbers from Battlefield 6 beyond 7 million. In any event, Elliott says Battlefield 6 strong launch won't be enough to overturn Call of Duty's overall market dominance, or at least not in 2025, which makes sense because I think when
comes out in 10 days, so we'll see.
I wouldn't even like. I think the thing we have to remember is that there's also Call of Duty Mobile, and that's huge, and that goes into the sales, and there's no like Battlefield 6 mobile or Battlefield mobile that like can counter that. So even if Battlefield 6 does beat Call of Duty Black Ops 7, there's still this whole mobile thing, this whole mobile arm that is also contributing to the Call of Duty like strength or sales or whatever. And it's just like, that's just a lot to try to take on with one game. So that makes sense. But I think you can almost say that like there is, I guess we'll see what Black Ops 7's numbers are to say like, well, if there's like a cultural.
Well, we're not going to get numbers, so I mean, it doesn't matter.
Oh, that you're right.
But
you're right.
You're right. I'm trying to see like the last time sales were and
for Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I think it was Modern Warfare 3. No, Modern Warfare 2. Was it 3? Because that was before they were bought by Microsoft.
Yeah, I'm just curious at the rough numbers.
Yeah. Well, actually, you might want to look at. You would have to look at Black Ops or Modern Warfare 2, the remaster, because Modern Warfare 3 did horrible, and then they were bought by Microsoft. So the best numbers you would have would be Modern Warfare 2.
Well, it says Modern Warfare 2 in 2022 was the fastest selling across $1 billion in sales in 10 days, whatever the hell that is. So
$1 billion divided by 60, right? Or no, 70.
70
back then.
Like that.
Jeez. So yeah, this is all good news. This is showing the fact that Battlefield 6 is here to stay, quote unquote. We will see what Call of Duty Black Ops 7 does, but again, at least the things that I've seen and like the streamers that I follow that usually follow Call of Duty stuff, no one seems too high on this game. So I'm not expecting it to be like amazing. It probably will do well because it's Call of Duty and people just buy Call of Duty. But I don't know. The fact that we have Battlefield 6 that is like pretty strong right now. We have Arc Raiders that's doing its thing quietly, but still doing its like thing. I don't know. It could really impact Call of Duty numbers, but we won't know until we see it. Well, we won't see it because Microsoft is hiding that stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We have analysts that
show us the numbers, you cowards.
And then the last bit of Battlefield 6 news is that there's a casual mode added to Battlefield 6 with 32 bots in each match. This comes to us from Insider Gaming by way of Grant Taylor Hill. So, EA. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. An ad. I didn't need that. Okay. EA Dice has added a new casual breakthrough mode to Battlefield 6 with a new update. Accessible via the core multiplayer menu, this new mode is designed to be a more comfortable entry point for new players, allowing them to rank up while fighting mostly bot enemies. It's stated that by EA, the team will consist of 8 real players apiece and 16 bot characters per team. So what this means is that there will be a splitting of how XP is divvied out. So if you kill a bot, you get less XP. If you kill a person, you get your full XP. And then certain XP facets will level up in this casual mode, but other things won't. So, this is something for the people who don't want the sweaty matches. But
no, this is fair. I jumped in a few of them.
Oh, you did? Oh,
people
okay,
got to realize that some people are new to Battlefield, so
yeah.
No, this is the alternative to skill-based matchmaking or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
For now,
Like,
to get people acclimated to everything Battlefield.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is literally like meant to onboard people to like that Battlefield experience, because like comparing Battlefield to Call of Duty, like they both have their complexities, but because Battlefield is innately a class-based thing and each class does different stuff, there's like always vehicles around unless you're playing one of the like smaller modes or whatever. Like, it's just a lot to learn all at one time. So it's hard to learn that stuff while also dodging bullets from people who are experienced at the game. So to have this casual mode thing makes the most sense to get a lot of people who might be, scared or hesitant to jump into one of those like, louder matches. So makes sense. And then I guess the other thing I want to quickly talk about before we jump is, you know what? I'm going to talk about the gauntlet mode, but I'll talk about it in the what we've been playing section.
Yeah,
I'll do that. Number 2, Animal Crossing New Horizon is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition and a huge free update. This comes to us from VGC by way of Chris Scullion. So yes, this is good news and bad news. The good news is you'll be able to play Animal Crossing New Horizon on your Switch 2. The bad news is we're not getting a new Animal Crossing game for a couple years because of this update. Yeah, I was in the camp of wanting a new Animal Crossing game and not necessarily this kind of update. Although this update is pretty cool. It's extensive. I would suggest you watch the video. I think it's like almost 12 minutes long or something, and it goes through all the stuff that is new for Animal Crossing. We're not going to spend too much time on it because you didn't play Animal Crossing, right?
Not my thing.
Yeah, okay. Because I that was the thing that I spent my time in. So the free update, Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game will be coming on January 15, 2026, alongside a significantly free update to the base game for those still playing it in the original Switch. The free update will include, among other additions, new collaboration content like from the likes of Lego and playable retro Nintendo games. According to Nintendo, the Switch 2 edition will include enhanced resolution mouse controls using the Joy-Con 2 controller, expanded online play, and more features exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, so the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game will include Joy-Con 2 mouse controls, which can be used for redecorating their home, creating custom designs, and writing messages on the bulletin board. a new item in Nook's Cranny, the megaphone, which lets players call to other residents using the Switch 2 microphone. Expanded online features for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition include support for up to 12 players as long as they're all on the Switch 2 edition, versus 8 players in the standard edition. Switch 2 camera support, letting players show their faces alongside their characters. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition will cost $65, both digitally and physically. A paid upgrade pack will also be available for $5. Interesting that the Nintendo Switch 2 edition for Animal Crossing is not $70, it's $65. That's pretty good, though.
All over the place with prices.
They are. They really are. So I think overall this is cool. If you I think this would probably be for the people who spent a ton of time in Animal Crossing and put it down in like 2020, 2021, and just kind of left it as is. I think I think my experience was into maybe early 2022 or something like that. So I've played too much Animal Crossing where I'm just like, this looks cool, but I played that game to the point where things annoyed me. So I need a new Animal Crossing experience. I don't necessarily want to go back to my old island and deal with all that stuff. But again, this is cool. Check out the video. It's really cool. All right, I'm going to jump to the next thing though. Number 3, PS Portal adding highly demanded game streaming feature. Leak suggests this comes directly on PlayStation Lifestyles by way of Michael Ruzzi. Yes. So the PlayStation Portal streaming capabilities currently allow users to either stream games from their PS5, from their PS5 to the handheld device, or stream select games directly to the device without the console. However, a new leak may suggest that you're like bouncing up and down on the camera. Is that just okay?
That was me. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no, you're good. You're good. A new leak may suggest that a new streaming feature may be on the way. The PS Portal may allow players to stream own PS5, PS4 games. Why is there not an and in between there? So, according to a Reddit post by Get the Wets on the PlayStation Portal subreddit, a new feature is listed on games found on the PlayStation Store when using the PS app. Specifically, the message read, "Buy this game and then stream and play instantly on PlayStation Portal or PS5." Only the PS Plus. PS Plus.
Yeah, I do. I did see that when I was loading up Dispatch that I could just stream it instead of downloading it. So technically, this is coming to PS5 as well.
Yeah. Because it's PS5 Portal or PS5. Yeah. So I mean, because right now you can stream like classic games, right, on PlayStation Portal. Wasn't that?
No, it just has a PlayStation Plus catalog that you can stream some things from.
Right. Okay.
What I'm saying is, though, technically you could already do that with the catalog. But now that I think about it, they're implementing it for PlayStation 5 games as well.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know when. Maybe they implemented that a while ago and nobody really reported on it, but it's a thing now.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I might be wrong on this, but doesn't that competes against xCloud, right? Isn't that what xCloud is?
For the most part, yeah. I think the selection may be bigger with xCloud.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, even before the Activision purchase.
Yeah. That's so that's so funny.
They're just not banging the drum on it, probably because
exactly.
they're not confident enough to really like, all right, everybody just glom onto the shit.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's. I mean, that's cool though. That's a cool feature. Again, though, to note that is locked behind PlayStation Premium, which, if I remember, is actually one of the more popular tiers. I think based off of one of
Yeah.
those, spreadsheets or whatever that they posted. So that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Okay. We kind of covered the rest of this story with our little talks. Yeah, okay. Well, before we talk about more Sony stuff, hey, you do us a solid. Like this video, subscribe to the channel to get more of us talking about stuff, whether it be PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, PC sometimes. Not really. But yeah, sometimes. Um, yeah, and hit the notification bell. Thank you. If you're listening, leave us a review. Tell a friend. Tell anybody that's around you. Just to spread the word about our good message, a strong message. Yes. All right. Number 4. Former Sony boss says that I'm just going to restart the whole thing. Former Sony boss says the industry's obsession with the mirage of live service games is futile. The highway is littered with people wanting to take on Fortnite. This comes to us from PC Gamer by way of Harvey Randall. Oh, this the ad on this is insane. Man, I understand the need for ads on these websites, but they are just egregious sometimes. And
Everybody can't do it for the love of the game like us, DJ.
That's true. That's true. You're right. Where's that ad button? It's like, all right. One thing I'm at least reasonably confident that we at the Good Ship PC Gamer share with you a lot is the fact we're all a little sick of live service games. As fellow PC Gamer writer Ted Lichenfield put it in the article I just linked. Surely we've seen enough to know that trying to retrofit a single player studio into a live service machine go brrr, moneymaker is not a smart bet. Okay. What is this? Why is it set up like this? What? This looks weird to you too, right? Like, what's up with this?
I don't know. Joining the crowd of nodding heads on this particular matter is Sean Layden, a former Sony exec who left the company in 2019, who was a part of a multi-developer interview with The Ringer's Lewis Gordon. It's like a mirage on top of a sand dune, Layden says. You pursue it, you can't quite get there, or if you do get there, what brought you to the party, no one wants to play anyway. They note that Layden's tenure oversaw a trio of Sony single-player knockouts, and a part of why he left the company was due to their live service pivot, which he quips was not my skill set.
Okay. Thank you. My the reason why I was having issues was because it just didn't show a large swath of text. Yeah.
That's fine. Everybody was chasing as soon as they saw Fortnite slide in and eat PUBG's lunch and thought, well, shit, I can do this too.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it? Throw a battle pass, throw some crazy skins in there. The kids will eat it up. They forgot that they also have to make their game fun and do something better than Fortnite did, or make it free, or give you something for your value. Absolutely. I think the only thing that sustained kinda in that space was Apex Legends and Warzone.
Yep. Yeah, no, like you're totally right on that. It is a thing of they saw that Fortnite was making an incredible amount of money and thought, "Oh, we want that too." And that was just really the death of a lot of the like more niche genres. Like, we stopped getting the like racing games. We kind of stopped getting the fighting games too.
Well, fighting games don't sell all that well like they used to anyway. So I mean, that was already taking a dive.
Yeah, but it made even that argument more impactful because like, oh, we're not going to make money off of this. Like, let's do something where we can possibly make money off of it. And like that stuff just doesn't work. But then you also get the really quick turnaround copycats of like, oh, live service games, and they also die too.
The issue is game development is so expensive and so time consuming now. By the time you have jumped on a trend, it is already past you.
Yep. You can't trend change. Nope.
This ain't like 2 or 3 generations ago when budgets were 10 times less on average.
Mm-hmm. And the dev time was a lot shorter too. Like you can crank out a game in like 2 years, max 3, and then like you're at least somewhere around that trend that's happening if you are trying to trend chase. But like now you're at like 3 years, maybe, like usually it's like 5 years. And by that time, the market has changed. Like people's interest has changed.
Yeah.
So, you know, when company or when developers get it right and they do put out something that catches fire, say like Helldivers too, it's like, oh, that's super powerful, super strong. And then it is a thing of you will probably start seeing clones of Helldivers 2 in like a year or so because people jumped onto that thinking that was going to be a thing that was going to last, and we move on. So yeah, it's a thing of, and I think also that is the real beauty and the long lasting stuff of single player games, where it's like that the way that a single player game is set up, it is, it doesn't require multiplayer. It is telling a story that is usually evergreen, and it is, giving you some kind of experience with gameplay mechanics that doesn't necessarily, I mean, it could age, but it doesn't age in the same way as like a multiplayer game ages, because you have to worry about balancing and all that other crap.
It's self-contained for the most part.
It's yes, exactly.
Do catch on to some gimmick, but even then, it's not all that apparent. Kind of like what the hell is that? Genshin Impact.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it is a thing of, that's another reason why people crave, PlayStation going back to their like single player game roots, because that is more evergreen content, and that serves a lot of people who don't necessarily have the time or have the energy to deal with multiplayer games. And PlayStation is listening to that. They just had to have their rebellious 12 live service game phase that didn't work out. Oh yeah, so I have a little a second part to this story. Reason. Okay. So this is from Reddit. Former Ben Studio employee said that live service project was canceled. So this is just a little bit of a reasoning as to what happened with Sony Ben's live service game. Sony Ben made Days Gone, and they had a whole spat with the head creator, and he left the studio. Instead of them making a sequel to Days Gone, they were asked to make a live service game. And that live service game essentially failed because there was no substantial progress in the 3 years of development. That is
crazy work.
That's
crazy work.
Yeah, that is a very long time to make no real progress on a game. Like,
what do they call no progress though?
So no substantial progress. So that probably gets into I can see that being they had a concept but was probably unable to flush out that concept into like a working prototype, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, to spin your wheels for 3 years is insane. And I'm trying to think back if we had talked about like changing of staff from Sony Bend, and like I don't remember there being like much
I think they were
movement in
working
that.
on Last of Us remake or some shit, and then it got taken from them and passed on to whoever.
I can see that happening. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a thing of, Sony. This is just a general industry publisher issue of turning to the developers and asking them to make something that is outside their wheelhouse. Like Sony Bend, hey, you make a really cool open world single player zombie hack and slash shooter game. Can you make a live service game? And it's just like, what? We haven't done that before. That's not necessarily our bag, but I guess we'll try if you're gonna give us some money. So, 3 years pass and nothing's accomplished. Number 5. It's funny that people think about the console PC as two different things. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella drops biggest hint yet that the next Xbox is basically a PC. This comes to us from IGN by way of Wesley Inpool. So I want to preface this by saying there is nothing new in this article about Xbox's next console.
Yeah.
The thing that I find interesting about this is that after reading this article, it occurred to me that Satya Nadella is essentially talking about Xbox stuff way more than he's done in the past. And I also think about like, I don't see, I guess Phil Spencer has already passed the throne to Sarah Bond.
Sarah Bond?
Because because he hasn't said anything in a very long time. And like when Sarah Bond is talking about stuff, she's not necessarily, I feel like she's not talking to the same audience like Phil Spencer was. And I feel like Satya is talking to the audience that Phil Spencer was in a way. And this feels very like kind of power shift, weird, like stuff happening in my brain at least. So go ahead.
Phil Spencer is the CEO of Microsoft Gaming now. Sarah Bond is over Xbox. As if, I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay, so that's what it is. Okay. So yeah, so if Phil Spencer is CEO of Microsoft Gaming, then
or
Satya
president of Xbox, but yeah.
Yeah, so Satya should be pointing to Phil to answer these questions, but he's like, nah,
Sometimes
I got
you want to
it.
get in the weeds.
I guess, but like he shouldn't be. Anyways, I say all this to say that the prediction I had a while ago based off of one of the stories that we had talked about where there was a accidental graphic that was put out that had showed some kind of event or whatever, but it was Microsoft Gaming instead of Xbox. And they're like, oh, sorry, that's not right. We meant Xbox. And they changed the graphic and like kind of swept it under the rug. And it's just like, that's not an accident. As a graphic designer, that's not an accident. Like you have to get that stuff cleared before it gets put out in the public. And to me, back then, I was like, that's probably the end game. And like looking at how this is going, looking at like the kind of like switching of power, it feels like to me like their move is definitely to probably not kill the Xbox brand, but probably slowly change it to just be Microsoft Gaming as the Xbox brand. And I don't know. It sucks. Like if I was an Xbox like diehard, this would hurt my soul to see that like the thing that I grew up on is changing in this way. At the same time, if you're getting the games that you want and you're accustomed to, it's like, so what if the name is different? But it is still just, it's weird. Don't feel good. But yeah, next Xbox is going to be a gaming PC. So
it sounds like it's going to be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, it will sell. Will it sell well? We don't know. We probably won't even get those numbers to be like, oh, it didn't sell well. Is there a space for this kind of like hybrid? So. You think so?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. People buy any and everything.
People do.
People thought, granted, the Xbox is going to be ridiculously expensive, but there's a market of people who buy things just because they are expensive. To say that you can't afford.
You're right. My thing is like, my thing is PC optimization is already a mess as is. So to essentially create like, you have this super high spec Xbox PC thing, and then you have to support, I'm assuming, Xbox Series X, and then Xbox Series S, and then Xbox ROG Ally X. And I imagine at that point, they're probably going to stop supporting the Xbox One. But would they? Like,
I think they have no qualms cutting it out.
Yeah, I think at that point, right? You think it's been like almost 7-10 years.
It came out in 2013, so
okay, yeah, that should be long enough to cut it out. But like going from Xbox Series S to the Super PC thing, it's just like that creates a spectrum of optimization problems that you probably have to deal with, and it's like
they're holding the industry back with that shit.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, it is. It really is. All right. Speaking of what it is, quick hits. Number 6. Japan Patent Office rejects Nintendo's patent for its Pokemon capture mechanics. That comes from GameSpot.biz. On top of that, U.S. Patent Office directs orders re-examination of Nintendo's patent on summoning characters to make them battle. That comes from VGC. So essentially, Nintendo tried to, instead of dealing with their competitors in the way that you should in the game industry market, they tried to get around that competition by patenting the linchpin mechanic around those type of games, the capture games. And essentially the patent office is like, no, that doesn't even, we can't do that. That doesn't make sense. That's not no. So what will Nintendo do? Will they, sulk in the corner and be like, all right, well, I guess we got to put more money into our games? No, they'll just try a different patent. That's all it is. Like, yeah, as much as, we laud Nintendo for their games and their legacy, they are pretty much like a giant law firm. So yeah, I wouldn't expect too much from them. Number 7, Monster Hunter Wilds post-launch sales continue decline in its latest Capcom results. This comes from VGC. This basically is just saying that Monster Hunter Wilds is not doing gangbusters like Monster Hunter Rise is or was, or like Monster Hunter World was. And as a person,
once you start releasing these so frequently, they become less special. So
I will say that I think in Monster Hunter Wild case, like The game looked great. It played great. The monsters were cool. It had something of a story, but I think, at least for me, I fell off of it with the post-launch stuff because you are literally doing the same thing over again. And the moment you have any other game that is just slightly more interesting, you're going to jump to that. And I feel like this year has been a ton of that. So with these other games that are pulling your attention, you're not going to go back to Monster Hunter Wilds, and then you're not going to tell your friends about how awesome that game is because you're playing Clear Obscure Expedition or whatever. So, yeah. And then number 8, Amazon making significant cuts to games business, moving away from MMO. Come to us from VGC. Yeah. Yes. Because Amazon wasn't really about it. That's all it is.
I mean,
I will say New World was pretty impressive for like their first like big jump, but like, yeah, you know what? I take
MMO
it back
as a genre is just a dying thing. If you want, it's a long entrenched thing. You still got Final Fantasy. People are still playing a WoW. Like it's a hard genre to break into, and MMOs need your attention. And Microsoft, I believe they were saying that Nintendo and Sony aren't their competitors. I think we did this on another story. They aren't their competitors anymore. Social media, stuff like TikTok, because it's a war on getting your attention.
Your attention, yeah.
And people don't have time for MMOs. Just when they're trying to do other stuff.
Yeah. That's true. And then like I also, just to say that like New World, which was Amazon's MMO, that launched in 2021. So actually, yeah, that launched in 2021. So that has been around for 4 years, going on 5, depending on when that shutters. Like that's actually a pretty long time. So, props for them for at least keeping the game up that long. But again, the game industry, on the outside, it looks like you can make a ton of money, but on the inside, you have to spend a lot of money to make that money. So that scares people off. All right, let's jump into what we have been playing. Sean, what have you been playing?
All right, so we both finished Ghost of Yote. We both platinum that.
Yes.
I enjoyed the story. I hate that spoilers. I hate that we lost Jubei at the end on some I want to say Ace.
Yeah.
From One Piece type shit. Like,
oh yeah, yes.
You kept him distracted. All right, you could have backed out, my guy. Like, I don't
know, it was so avoidable. It's just, oh god, like, because like, okay, so for you, he did you got hit and then he jumped in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that same thing happened to me, and like, I got so upset because I felt like I could have run that fight back. Yeah, right. I was like, I could run this back. Like, no, I cannot take a hit and like have him stay alive, or whatever. I don't even know if that was even possible. But yeah, go ahead. Just
I see a lot of people looking at Ghost of Tsushima with, I'm not gonna call it rose tinted glasses, but I see a lot of people saying that the story and the combat was better.
You can,
and I think it's just preference.
It is. It's a weird sort of preference because, like, if you look at Tsushima and you look at Yote, and it's like everything has been improved. Like, this is a step up in every way, to like the combat system, to the open world, to the graphics, to like the acting or whatever. It's like, for you to go back and be like, oh man, Tsushima is way better than Yote. It's like, is it because of
I think they're very close, and like I said, it all matters on preference. There were things that they pointed out, like just the way that they dueled was different because of their training or lack thereof. Jin Sakai was traditionally trained as a samurai. Atsu was self-taught for the most part. So people were pointing out things like when he was going to duel, he would pop his
The
katana out of
sword.
his sheath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus Atsu just pulling it straight out because apparently the pop is to make sure it doesn't get stuck or it comes out cleanly as you're pulling the sword out of the sheath.
Yeah.
Little
But
things like that. Yeah.
I the one thing I'll push back, because I've seen stuff like that too, but like especially the whole pop thing. The thing I'll push back on is that like she pops her sword out first, but it's not like the thumb pop. It's like a little pop, and then she pulls it out, and it's like
Yeah, no, a lot of people are saying that no, it's different, DJ. Apparently, it's different, DJ.
All right.
People who actually sword fight and practice that style of,
I mean, I think it's because they wanted a different kind of sword fight, and they're like, Atsu can't provide that kind of sword fight. But yeah, I don't know. Like to me, because like I loved Tsushima when it came out. Like to me, I don't remember what came out the rest of that year, but that was my game of the year. And like I am a person that loves samurai games, but Ghost of Yotei is just like peak. So yeah, but that's that. You want to say anything? Because I'll jump on and give my little. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also beat Ghost of Yotei. Generally I beat a game and I'm done with it, but like in certain category of games where I'm just like, oh, this means a lot to me, I will platinum it and try to get everything. And my journey to platinum this game was fraught with me not reading the trophies beforehand, and there was one trophy that required me to do like the the Onryu howl or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically, if I had read that trophy before beating the game, I would have had that trophy done a long time.
Why were you
ago.
not doing it just anyway at every chance you got?
Sean, I wasn't using the concentration. Like there was a ton of stuff like that. It just because I had streamlined like my fighting system to the point where like I was using stuff that made the most sense at the time, but the other like extra stuff I just wasn't really using. Not until like the close to the end of the game, I was really like, okay, well, I have to let's start using like my burning kunai or whatever, because like that was getting aggro off of me or whatever. So yeah, so like that was the issue there. So I ended up essentially chasing enemies around at the very very end of the game to like get these to basically proc that like howl stuff.
Yeah.
While I was doing that, I was collecting all the vanity gear, and I was finishing up essentially everything else in the game. So like I got all the Anu stuff, I got all the vanity gear, basically 100% of this game chasing the platinum. And the one thing that I really love is all of the different like really really cool looking like vanity gear stuff you can get. Like there's a golden skull mask you get. There's like a golden like octopus like half mask with the like octopus hat or whatever.
Yeah.
And all this stuff is really cool. And I just wish that the gear had like special effects attached to them. Like
You mean like all the gear instead of just the body?
Or not even all, but like just like the more interesting ones that like you can get. Like I wish because that mask that we were talking about like off stream, like there's a mask that essentially you do extra damage, but you take extra damage.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's cool. And it's like it's
double.
just okay, it's double, yeah. And like there's a whole like, little quest about that and like about that person who had that mask or whatever. And it's like I wish I had more of that. Like I love the chase for the armor. and I thought those different missions were really cool. But when I actually came down to the actual armor itself, I was like, that's okay. So yeah, overall, I really, really enjoyed the game. I thought it was really cool. My hope is that they would do a third game, but that's really tough to say. I don't necessarily think they would, because I think if we went further into the samurai timeline, it's not going to be a samurai game anymore. Because the minute they get the muskets or the minute they get the guns, the need for swords pretty much goes out of the window.
I mean, it could go backwards again.
That's true. They could. Yeah. Yeah, and then like
they do another game that was happening maybe 20 years later versus 500 years later.
That's true.
We'll see.
That's true. Yeah. Because I was gonna say, like, at the end of the game, like, spoilers, you basically take on your brother's daughter, so your niece, and she just lives with you, and you don't train her, because Atsu basically is like, well, I'm giving up the Onryu title, or giving up the Onryu mask. But it's like, you could still, stuff can happen and she can become the next Onryu or whatever. So there's still space. Okay, so I'll quickly talk about the Battlefield 6 gauntlet, and then you can finish up with Dispatch. So
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So okay, Battlefield 6, the free battle royale mode has RedSec, which is the traditional battle royale mode, and then it has this new mode called Gauntlet. Gauntlet is not a battle royale mode. It is essentially Is
it a playlist of different modes or something?
It's sort of. It's sort of like it's a team based. It's a team versus a team battle mode, right? Where you're doing these objectives to score points or whatever before the time runs out to win. And I've played a couple of matches in Gauntlet, and it's a thing of, once you learn how those different game modes go, then it's like, okay, I understand what's happening here. Like, one of the modes is the whole map is split into like these hexagon spaces, and you have to go to a point in the hexagon, stay there and capture the point, and then go to a different hexagon, capture that point. And the idea is to capture the most points in that space or in that stage before time runs out. But of course, the enemy team is doing the same thing. So like, you're clashing with them, trying to capture these points and stuff. And like, that is something that is like really cool, really different. And I had a good time with it. But again, if your team isn't coordinated, then you can split up and just all get washed, and then you lose your point or whatever. And it's just like, it could be very chaotic. Yeah. And they have like, I've played 4 different modes, I believe, 3 or 4 different modes. I don't know if there's any more, but like, that's just what I've experienced so far. And I look at it as a cool down mode to jump in after you play a couple matches of the battle royale, and maybe it got a little hectic or whatever, you just need to chill out or something. But yeah, it's cool. My main issue with Battlefield, and it is purely just because I am still learning this, is learning what the XP unlock, or what the gun attachment unlock grind.
I mean, I think most of them explain how to unlock it.
Yeah. No, it's literally just like figuring that out. That's all. It's just like, okay, well, I gotta just play with this gun.
Does this satisfy your Call of Duty progression ladder that you liked about Call of Duty?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Like, I had played like 2 battle royale matches, and by the time I got through that second match, I just saw at the bottom, "You've unlocked this, 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 this." I'm like, "All right, cool, I'm good." Like, I'm good. Yeah, yeah.
So I got the game itself as well as I downloaded RedSec. Me and Savion are playing King of the Hill. I guess that's what he likes to play, or I think, he was trying to level up as fast as possible. But most people who play, you know what? I can't speak for most people, but I don't feel the goal in Battlefield 6 is to level up and unlock everything ASAP.
No.
I know a lot of people are going into custom lobbies to try to rack up points and rack up XP, but this is a game you play for the long haul. Take your time, earn things, make your builds, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten into conquest mode yet. Like I said, I played RedSec. Had no idea what the hell I was doing. I realized I really haven't played FPS shooters in a while since I stopped playing DMZ. I didn't touch Black Ops 6 at all.
Oh, right. Right, yeah.
I dabbled in Apex, but I mean that's a different animal altogether.
Yeah.
So I jumped on Battlefield and I'm just out of practice. I just feel like I have baby legs. And
did you feel like you were like the aiming was kind of off or whatever?
Now,
okay.
The thing with Battlefield is you cannot find a person and lay into them like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You got to shoot people in short bursts in this game for the most part.
Because of bloom.
Yeah.
The weapon, gun bloom, whatever.
Yeah, I just got to relearn FPSs again. I'm very, very out of practice, but it's still enjoyable.
Yes. Yeah. Totally.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, I really just hate that people have the time to sit there and practice all day on stream, and I kind of hope they keep the bot mode.
Oh yeah,
no,
I think they will.
That. No, I mean, but you're gonna level out of it at some point.
Oh well,
because I know Apex did that. Granted, Apex has a bot mode permanently now. If you just want to get on and f around, and
yeah, I mean, I imagine it would be a thing of even like if you just like playing that mode, you can just play that mode, right? Because even if you do level up,
it's for beginners. I think I don't know if
you
can stay in there. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can just play it for ever. Essentially, I don't think it will kick you out. I hope not. That'd be kind of weird. Get out. You're too good.
I mean, it would not be weird if they kicked you out. It's for people getting acclimated to the game.
I mean, yeah, I guess true. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
They don't want you just coming in there and steamrolling because 32 bots and 7 other dudes.
You walk in, you're like, I used to be like you guys.
That's kind of like people going into DMZ and just 6v1ing. Like, nah, they got to kick people out at some point.
Yeah,
but it's fine. I'm enjoying it. Other game I got was Dispatch, if you want to call that a game. Granted,
it is.
It's made by people who made what the hell you want to call it? Tales of the Walking Dead? Is that what was the name?
Yeah. Is it Tales of Walking? Telltale? The Walking Dead games,
Is it Ad Hoc Gaming? What is it? Who the hell made this damn game?
I think Ad Hoc's the name of the studio.
Granted, whatever. It's made by people who made the old Tales of the Walking Dead games. And
oh, it's just The Walking Dead.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's just The Walking Dead. Or unless the Tales of the Walking Dead is a different thing.
I don't know. But it's made from industry veterans from Telltale Games, Ubisoft, Night School Studio. And it feels like you're playing a TV show.
Yeah.
I'm loving the story so far, the choices you get to make. Apparently, 52% of people who play this game are creeps.
Why is that, Sean?
They gave you an option to kiss one of the ladies in the game, but she's intoxicated.
Oh dear.
It's just
Oh
like,
dear.
I mean, I don't know if that factored into people's choices, whatever, but I was cognizant of that.
Oh, well, I mean, it was recorded, so you know.
Sure, but
They did
I'm
their
curious
thing.
to see. It looks like it's gonna have 8 episodes. Episodes 1 through 4 are out right now. Episode 5 will be out by the 5 and 6 will be up by the time people hear this recording.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, it's called The Walking Dead: The Wolf Among Us and Tales from Borderlands. But
Okay.
it's only $30. I would check out some videos of it or check it out. It's hard to really say anything much about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, apparently it was originally supposed to be a live action project inspired by ESPN's This Is Sports Center commercials, but it was scrapped due to the COVID-19 pandemic and later revived as a video game. Alrighty. Interesting.
That is very interesting.
They already
Okay,
sold
so
over 1 million copies within the first 10 days. Yeah.
before we wrap up, I do want us to just like talk a little bit about Arc Raiders, because we were both pretty high on it when we played the beta, and you know, people might be wondering like, okay, well, what happened to that? Like, that's out. Why are you guys not playing it? So, real quick, Sean, do you see yourself playing Arc Raiders?
I would like to, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I have the bandwidth to play a live service game and have fun. It's supposed to be a
Yeah.
team-based thing. We both got young kids.
Yeah.
I could barely get through a full match of RedSec because the kids. So
Getting pulled away. It's yeah.
So I would like to play it. It was interesting. It was fun, but I feel like I would be wasting my money. The same reason why I
Yeah.
didn't buy Helldivers.
Yeah, that's true. True. Yeah. And I'm right there with you. Like, for as much as I enjoyed Arc Raiders when we played the beta, I think where that game occupies like that space in my brain, like that game is the perfect game to put on and watch like a streamer play, because you can get the same feels from watching that. You can not necessarily playing it, where like, and even for me, like the critiques that I had about the game was the combat, and like I felt like that was kind of finicky. Like I had a hard time spotting people in the bush. So for me, like on top of that, like I am playing RedSec. I do want to play Dispatch. I was supposed to play Pokemon. Like I have a list of games that I want to touch at least.
Yep.
And in a respectable way with full. Yeah. So our grade is like, I don't know. It's doing really well in terms of its open critic score. It has a 94, which is amazing, but it
has a
only
lot
has
of buzz.
16. Yeah, it only has 16 reviews right now. So
Mm.
will that go down? Probably. By how much? Probably not a lot. Like that is one of the biggest hyped games of this year.
I see T-Pain playing it right now.
Yeah, yeah. So it is a thing of like, yeah, we were both pretty high on it, but like looking at our lives, because life is hard. It's just Arc Raiders is not built for us. So, you know. Yeah, so I just wanted to get that there because we haven't really talked about it, and it did come out this week or this past week or whatever, whenever you're hearing this. So yeah, that is it for this episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as you enjoyed making it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening, do us a favor. Tell the person next to you about the podcast. We'll wait. Thank you. And then leave us a review on whatever podcast service you're tuned in on. And if you want, you can join our Discord by going to pressx2start.com/Discord. it is late, and it's time for us to go to sleep. Yes. All right. See you.
I would want to be you.